Welcome to the Lincoln City Council meeting of September 22nd, 2025. In accordance with the Open Meetings Act, please be advised that a copy of the act is posted at the back of the chambers by the northwest door. Let us all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a brief period of silent meditation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The order of business of City Council is as follows. The clerk will call the items listed on the agenda under public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on an item shall come forward after the clerk reads that item. The council shall require any member of the public desiring to address the council to identify themselves, the name of any organization or group, including an address that they may be represented by such person or group, unless the address requirement is waived to protect the security of the individual. The applicant may make one short rebuttal. Each speaker shall begin by stating their name, address, organization, or group, and whether you're speaking in favor of or in opposition to the item. Testimony is limited to 5 minutes per speaker. After all public hearings, the council will vote on resolutions and items listed under third reading. On the second and last Monday of the month, immediately prior to adjournment, anyone may speak on any issue not on the agenda for that date, nor plan for a future agenda. Will the clerk please call the first item of business?
Up first, we have the items on our consent agenda, which are items 1 through 2.
All right. Welcome, Counselor.
Hello, Johansi Christie, City Attorney, 555 South 10th. It is my honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Steve Joel, although I'm not sure that he needs much of an introduction. But I'm very excited to present him before you for your consideration for him to join our Charter Revision Commission. Briefly, I think that, again, while he doesn't need an introduction, I will tell you that he was superintendent of Lincoln Public Schools for 12 years, certainly helped the community navigate any number of issues, including COVID. You might not remember when he first started, the LPS building actually burnt down. That was his first year of superintendent, which I think the building is now named after him. He was superintendent in Grand Island for 10 years, I think 8 years in Beatrice, 7 years in Kansas. When he retired, he was actually superintendent for 37 years, which is quite impressive. Yeah, fun fact. Also, he started his teaching career at Norris Public Schools as a student teacher, so almost full circle. Yeah. I think that Dr. Joel certainly, for me and many others, I think has always been a good, strong example of leaders that we want in our community. And so I'm just honored that he is willing to serve, and I'm very pleased to present him before you today. So.
Thank you very
Welcome.
much, Mr. Christie. I was going to put a tie on today, but I forgot how to tie them. It's a real honor to be asked by the mayor to serve. Many of you know we spent about 15. We've been here 15 or 16 years in Lincoln. It's by far the best community we've ever lived in. I do some consulting work now, quite a bit actually, and get to see parts of the country that I hadn't seen. And I can tell you there is no place like Lincoln, and I mean that. I'm not saying that just because I'm standing up here today. We have something really special going here in terms of our city, our schools, our medical care facilities, our university. All those parts work together to really provide opportunities for young people, middle-aged people, elderly people to really enjoy a high quality of life. And have been a part of that for a number of years was an honor for me and an opportunity to to return that now. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. And I want to just say, keep up the great work. This, it's never easy. I sort of walked in, I got the willies, thinking, okay, board meeting, public comments, nobody calls me anymore other than when they need something. So I can relate to what you're doing, but keep up the great work, because really you're making a big difference in this community. It rocks. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Councilman Duden.
Dr. Joel, Doane graduate.
Yes.
And it's not like you have to interview in front of a bunch of students to be superintendent of Lincoln Public Schools, if you remember that exercise that you got to do for my class at Doane. So,
I do remember that, yeah.
so I've always been a champion of yours. You've done a great job for Lincoln Public Schools.
Thank you.
And you don't have to worry about snow days on this job. So,
No.
but glad to see you on board. Ballgame here.
Thank you. That's one of the things I don't miss are the snow days. In all the places I've been that Yohannes mentioned, Lincoln takes snow days way more serious than everybody else.
I believe that.
Well, as a police officer, they wouldn't let us off for snow days.
Right? No, I know. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that.
Councilwoman Washington.
Thank you very much, Chair Carlson. Dr. Joel, I want to say thank you so much for your willingness to serve. You have a legacy here in our community that is very large, and I want to thank you for 3 words that people repeat over and over and over again. All means all. Thank you.
Councilman Weber.
Thank you, Chair Carlson. Dr. Joel, since snow days were brought up, and I was actually a student at LPS during
probably
your
wrote me,
tenure.
right?
No, I want to say I think you demonstrated excellent judgment, and I'm excited to see that valuable perspective here on the Charter Revision Committee. So as an alum, thank you for always bringing that perspective. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Councilman Bowers.
Hey, I just wanted to say that as a former school social worker, your reputation isn't just within the community. As someone who's worked with teachers and social workers and counselors directly in the school, your reputation really is one of professionalism, one of stability, and there was a logic to the decisions that you made. And even if people may not have agreed, they understood where you were coming from. And I think to create that kind of culture takes a really special skill. So your reputation really is genuine, and thank you for everything that you've done for Lincoln Public
Appreciate
Schools.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to go.
All right. Welcome. Yeah.
Oh, how do you follow that? Gary Bergstrom, Air Quality Section Supervisor with the Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department, 3131 O Street. Here today to introduce a couple of folks for our Air Pollution Control Advisory Board. Have them join me up here. We've got Zuleika Doremus and Scott Hayek, who Zuleika works for UNL. I believe you've been there for over 25 years now with the Environmental Health and Safety Program there. Started out with hazardous waste and radiation type environmental issues, and then moved into the air quality realm. Has been there for quite some time. Has really done a great job handling their permitting and in compliance over there. So happy to have her. And then Scott Hayek. Scott's currently with Molex, but he's had experience with a few different companies, consulting firms as well. I believe Scott, you started out your career with Nebraska Department of Environmental Quality, then Environment and Energy, now Department of Water, Environment and Energy. But has a pretty good wealth of experience when it comes to air quality regulations as well. So I'd like to introduce them and request approval. And here to, and again, willing to answer any questions you might have.
Council, any questions? Thank you for agreeing to serve. We really appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just going to thank you specifically for your backgrounds and what you bring to the air quality control pollution. I'm sorry. It's a long name, but I really appreciate the fact that both of you have science in your background and you're familiar with data and able to analyze all the stuff we need done here in the city. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Look forward to the opportunity.
Along with those 2 appointments, we have 1 reappointment, who is Ed Hubbs. Ed is the prairie manager out at the Spring Creek Prairie Audubon Center. He's really brought a valuable perspective to our pollution control board. can speak to matters of prairie management and fire's role in prairie management, and kind of acts as I think a good go-between with us and our air pollution control concerns and the community that is using fire to improve habitat and control invasive species. And so we're, again, he's indicated he's, would like to stay on the board, and Mayor nominated him as well. And so we're happy to have him nominated for another term. So
Great, thank you.
and that's all I've got for you.
Any other questions, council? I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. Yeah. Is there anyone from the public that would like to comment on any of these? If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
All right, now we can vote on these items. Item 1A is appointing Dr. Steve Joel to the Charter Revision Commission for a term to expire July 15th, 2029, introduced by Shob.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Beckius. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Shob,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 1B is appointing Zuleika Dormis and Scott Hayek to the Air Pollution Control Advisory Board with a term to expire September 1st, 2028, introduced by Washington.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Beckius. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Bowers,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Shob,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 1C is reappointment of Ed Hubbs to Air Pollution Control Advisory Board for a term set to expire September 1st, 2028, introduced by Washington.
So moved.
Second.
Second, Beckius. Discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Washington,
Yes.
Shob,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 1D is approving the distribution of funds representing interest earnings on short-term investments of idle funds during the month of ended July 31st, 2025, introduced by Weber.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Washington. Discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Shob,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Items 2A and 2C are setting the hearing dates for liquor resolutions, introduced by Shob.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Weber. Discussion? Need to call the public on that. Okay. Motion's made and seconded. Please call the roll.
Duden,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Shob,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. That ends our consent agenda. Up next is public hearing liquor resolutions. I will be calling item 4A and 4B together. It's application of Authentic Taqueria El Alteño for a Class I liquor license located at 2701 North 48th Street, Suite 4, and the related manager application of Carlos Lomelli.
Welcome. Oh,
Hello. My name is Nikki Connor, 19032 R Street, Omaha, Nebraska, 68135. Speaking individually, I help the applicant with the application. I have Carlos Lomelli, the applicant, and then his son as well to translate if needed.
all right. Do you want to tell us about the application a little bit?
We want to put liquor for a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant my dad is putting, and he just wants to, make the proper before opening up
Great.
codes and everything.
Sure. Councilman Beckius.
Thank you for coming down today. I appreciate it. So this is a new restaurant. Tell us a little bit about the restaurant. Councilman Shob and I are always interested in new restaurants.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Mexican restaurant. We have one down in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay. Oh.
And, we could keep it as a Mexican authentic as we can.
Bueno.
And,
Fantastic.
we would like to bring it down here in Lincoln and have, a taste for everybody.
Great. We would like you to bring it to Lincoln as well. We appreciate that very much.
Yeah, And a lot of people from here to Lincoln, they actually go down there and visit our franchise over there. So once I decided to keep it more closer to you guys.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for expanding to our city. We appreciate it.
Where? Ask the where question. You gonna,
I'll ask the where question.
Thank you.
It's in the old Kaufman Furniture Building at North 48th.
North 48th, yeah.
I'm not
48.
sure on the northwest corner. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. And then when do you anticipate opening?
As soon as we get the proper codes and everything.
Okay, because we want to make sure that people know that you're open. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
Right.
Chair.
Any other discussion or questions? No? Seeing none, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
anybody else?
That's it.
Public.
Oh, thank you. Are there any members of the public who would like to comment on this application? If so, please come forward now.
Mr. Chair, seeing no one else coming forward, I'd like to make a motion that we approve items 4A and 4B.
Second.
Second by Washington. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Duden,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Schob,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Up next is public hearing resolutions. We have item 5A. It's a comprehensive plan conformance 25007, application of the City of Lincoln to review as to conformance with the 2050 Lincoln-Lancaster County Comprehensive Plan, a proposed permanent conservation easement to preserve the flood storage capacity and natural features within the Bridges First Edition Community Unit Plan on property generally located at Southwest 33rd Street and West Bow Bridge Road.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, David Carey, Director of the Planning Department, here on behalf of the city as the applicant for this, specifically Watershed Management. This is a comprehensive plan conformance review, and the finding by staff is that this proposal for a permanent conservation easement is in conformance with the comprehensive plan. This was on the consent agenda at the Planning Commission, which did approve this 6-0. It did stay on consent. Little bit of explanation of what this is for. This is part of the approval of the Bridges 6th edition final plat, and it is really just to identify the need for flood storage capacity and natural features as part of that area of the development out there. This is land that's being dedicated to the city. The city is not paying for it. It is part of the approval of that final plat. So everything has been worked out, and I can answer any questions that you might have.
Go ahead, Councilman Washington.
Thank you very much, Director Carey, for coming forward. I was looking at the map for this, and I'm glad we're getting a permanent conservation easement here. But I know we don't have the plat. This isn't really, but can you tell us just a little bit, when I look at the map, will there be housing along Southwest 33rd Street on the west side?
I think the plan here is to retain as much of that natural area as possible, but there are plans for housing development around this, but certainly not in the easement area. That is going to be
Right.
permanently preserved.
But along Southwest 33rd.
Yes, that's the next phase.
All right, thank you.
Other questions?
Thank you.
Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify on this? Please come forward now. Welcome.
Good afternoon, council members. Mike Eckert with Civil Design Group, Lincoln, Nebraska, 8535 Executive Woods Drive, Suite 200. Yes, just want to go up, first of all, to say that we represent the developer on this project. We did the original version in 2007, and I was like 12 then when we did that, so don't be given off here by my receding hairline. But yes, so it's kind of funny. It's a project that survived the financial crisis in 7 and 8 and COVID, and we're building more. And to answer Councilperson Washington's questions, yes, so there are some lots on the west side of Southwest 33rd Street. The buildable area, well, the lots themselves do not get to the floodplain. The floodplain's in the outlot. And so, yeah, we've worked out some provisions of agriculture uses and some other things that can still be done in that area. But otherwise, I guess I'm just here to say we're in full support.
Thank you.
And Mike, I assume that row crops will continue until such time that there's enough growth around it and the parcel becomes too small to bring equipment out and bother with it?
Yeah, there's actually that floodplain area that ties back up into Southwest 33rd Street is kind of intended for that purpose, actually, to be able to get some equipment back there. But the site's being graded today to get those lots along 33rd Street 2 foot above the existing floodplain per the new standards. And so, yeah, it'll end up with an association that maintains a lot of that area. But I think it'll probably just be hayed, and that'll be about it.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you, Chair.
Other questions? I appreciate it. Thank you. Is there anyone else from the public that would like to comment? If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, we can proceed.
Okay, we can vote on this item now. Item 5A, Comprehensive Plan Conformance 25007, application of the City of Lincoln to review as to conformance with the 2050 Lincoln-Lancaster County Comprehensive Plan, a proposed permanent conservation easement to preserve the flood storage capacity and natural features within the Bridges First Edition Community Unit Plan on property generally located at Southwest 33rd Street and West Bow Bridge Road, introduced by Washington.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Beckius. Discussion. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Bowers?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Schob?
Yes.
Duden?
Yes.
Beckius?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. We can now move on to public hearing ordinances, second reading, and related resolutions. Item 6A is an ordinance to approve a service agreement between the City of Lincoln and CenterPoint Incorporated for the provision of permanent supportive housing services for individuals experiencing chronic homelessness. This agreement includes a lease of city-owned property located at 810 J Street to CenterPoint Incorporated for the operation of the permanent supportive housing program.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, Dan Marvin, Director of Urban Development, 555 South 10th Street. This is a long time coming. We're really excited about this agreement that's before you. Just to give a little background, we were awarded some funds, home ARP funds in 2021, and those funds were the nexus for being able to build the building over at 810 J Street. Winter Yermstead and myself worked on that for a number of years. We had a study group. We obviously included some of the people that are behind me. Brad was integral in sizing this building, but we also knew that in order to do this, we needed to have a good operator. And we put an RFP out, and we got not only just a good operator, we got a great operator, someone who is experienced at being able to provide the type of services that we're going to have in our permanent supportive housing building. It's a building that has 24 apartments. There's 8 on the first floor, and then there's 16 on the second floor. We expect this building will be opening for staff to be able to move in November, and we'll be able to receive residents around the end of November, 1st of December. The operating of this, the way this was put out for the bid that you see before you was we advertised through the purchasing department for operators to give us their best offer as to what they would do. And we received several. We awarded CenterPoint. And the unique thing about this is that they provided the funding for year-by-year costs of this, so we knew that at the front end, and we could be able to identify funding sources to be able to manage this contract. Most of the funds are paid for through housing vouchers through the Lincoln Housing Authority, and for a continuum of care grant that was received to the City of Lincoln through an application that was done through Brad and Jeff that I think can provide a little more clarity to this later. Those are the significant sources, and then there's a third piece of funding that comes from some home ARP funds that we still have remaining that we can expend for the next several years. The reason we wanted to involve Centerpoint at an early stage was this is a unique building. It has unique features to it. And we wanted an operator involved so that they could provide input to the architects on the design and the construction of the building. They provided that, and we're excited to see where this goes. I can stop there, answer some questions. I know Abigail Luttrell was the drafter from the law department for the document they have before you. It's quite lengthy. It's like 300 pages. Jeff Chambers is here from the Center for Children, Family, and the Law, and Tammy Lewis Arndt from Centerpoint is here as well. So I'll stop there and answer any questions if you have any.
Questions, council? Tom?
Thank you, Director Marvin, for coming down. I appreciate it very much, and thank you for the years of work that you've put into this. Personally, I know this has been a passion project of yours as well. Can you talk, you mentioned it briefly, sort of the stacks, if you will, of funding that is going into this program operationally. The contract states that the City of Lincoln will contribute, I think, in year one about $650,000, year two moving to $7 million, year three moving to $750,000, ballpark numbers there.
Right.
Does that, in terms of when we talk about, for example, Section 8 housing vouchers being used on this project, I'm assuming that those Section 8 housing voucher reimbursements are going directly to Centerpoint as the, is that correct?
No.
Or is that coming back to the city?
So
can you explain kind of how
so
these
here's how the funds flow.
Yeah.
A tenant will go in and they will apply for a housing voucher. The housing voucher revenue will go to the City of Lincoln. We'll have a fund at the City of Lincoln.
Okay.
The Continuum of Care Grant funds, again, will go to the City of Lincoln. We have before you a document, and that there have to be proved out expenses associated with that, which total in the first year of operation about $645,000. So then Centerpoint, and this is not unusual with many contracts that we have, you sign a contract and then you have to provide verification that you expended those funds. Those expenditures will then be charged against those sources of funds that are going to come into the City of Lincoln, along with the home art funds that we have that need to be expended between now and 2029. It's likely they will be expended prior to that, but those three sources of funds will be able to provide what you have before you. The first year contract for $645,000 will pay out of those three different sources.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Chair.
Other questions? Appreciate it. Thank you. Are there others from the public that would like to comment on this? If so, please come forward now. Welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Tammy Lewis Arndt, and I serve as the CEO at Centerpoint. We are a Nebraska nonprofit, a certified community behavioral health clinic, and a long-standing provider of supported housing in our community. I'm here to urge the council to approve the ordinance to the service agreement between Centerpoint and the city to provide permanent supported housing for individuals facing chronic homelessness in our community. Permanent supportive housing is more than just a roof over someone's head. It's a proven, cost-effective, and compassionate solution for people who live with serious mental illness, substance use disorders, and chronic homelessness. Housing, paired with ongoing support services, help people stabilize, recover, and re-engage in community life. Centerpoint has been providing access to permanent supported housing for decades, ensuring individuals in our community who are facing their deepest challenges are able to meet their basic needs, find safety and security, and engage with staff and programming, ultimately changing the trajectory of their lives. Studies show that permanent supported housing reduces hospitalizations, emergency room visits, and incarceration rates while increasing access to benefits, employment, and long-term recovery. When people have safe housing and supportive services, they get better sooner for longer. We look forward to the opportunity to work alongside the Lincoln Housing Authority and continue to partner with the City of Lincoln. Investing in this project strengthens our community, reduces strain on emergency systems, and ensures that some of our most vulnerable neighbors are not left behind. Together, CenterPoint and the City of Lincoln can continue to ensure we are a city where everyone has not just a place to live, but the opportunity to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions?
Thank you for taking on this work in this contract. We appreciate it very, very much.
Thank
we
you.
look forward to
It's our
seeing
pleasure.
outcomes.
It's going to be great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else from the public that would like to comment? If so, please come forward. Welcome.
Thank you. Jeff Chambers, University of Nebraska-Lincoln Center on Children, Families, and Law, 206 South 13th Street, Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm here to speak to you in a neutral capacity on this measure. I'm providing testimony in a neutral capacity as a senior project director of the University of Nebraska Center on Children, Families, and the Law. Over the last decade, Lincoln has made significant progress in reducing overall homelessness. On any given night, the number of people experiencing homelessness has fallen by nearly half since 2012. That reflects a strong network of providers, the adoption of evidence-based practices, and community investment in outreach, shelter, and housing. But while this progress has been made, a persistent challenge has developed. Chronic homelessness, and that is those living without housing for extended periods of time with disabling conditions, has more than doubled as a share of the homeless population in Lincoln during that same time period. In 2017, 12% of persons experiencing homelessness in Lincoln were chronic. Today, it is nearly 25% of all those experiencing homelessness. That's over 130 individuals on any given night. This population represents the hardest to serve and the costliest to serve. In 2023, the University of Nebraska-Lincoln Center on Children, Families, and the Law produced the Community Cost of Chronic Homelessness Report for the City of Lincoln's Continuum of Care. That study found that 24 chronically homeless individuals used over $2.5 million in acute care and emergency service costs over a 3-year period, more than $35,000 per person per year. These costs include law enforcement, jail, crisis centers, shelter, and emergency health care. And because healthcare costs were significantly undercounted in our report, the actual community cost is much higher. Permanent supportive housing is a proven solution to ending chronic homelessness. Peer-reviewed studies have consistently shown community care and emergency service cost reductions of 20 to 60% once individuals are placed into housing or accept housing. In Lincoln's terms, that equates to $14,000 to $21,000 per individual in cost offsets per year. When the average cost of providing permanent supportive housing is around $20,000 a year, the math aligns and communities avert cost, while also reducing unsheltered homeless populations and, most importantly, helping fellow citizens achieve housing stability. Permanent supportive housing also achieves what other response cannot. Absent sufficient permanent supportive housing, jails, detox facilities become de facto shelters. Hospital emergency rooms become primary care providers. And individuals are sleeping in places not meant for human habitations. These are costly, ill-equipped, crisis-based substitutions. Permanent supportive housing addresses the housing need directly, stabilizing lives and relieving strain on police, hospitals, and emergency systems. Lincoln has shown it can reduce homelessness overall, but we need to focus more attention on solving chronic homelessness. The research demonstrates that communities make progress in ending chronic homelessness where permanent supportive housing is available. And PSH consistently improves outcomes for individuals while reducing community cost.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else from the public that would like to comment? If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Move on to item 6B, text amendment 25010, application request of Ellie White to amend Lincoln Municipal Code section 27.06.020, classification of use types, paragraph B, more than one main use, to allow a lot or tract in the AG or AGR district to have up to 3 main buildings or uses if one of the main buildings is a dwelling and all height and lot requirements are met.
All right. Welcome. Start with name and address first, and we'll go from there.
My name is Ellie White, and 3050 Puritan Avenue. Just first wanted to thank you for the opportunity to speak on behalf of this text amendment. This amendment directly ties to my parents' property, and they have lived and worked on this property for over 25 years. So it's not only been their home, but it's also been the place where they built our family business. And we are seeking this amendment so that they can build a smaller home on the property and move into, and then my family can then therefore move into their previous home. So my parents, as they are getting older, it's very necessary for me to be close by to help care for them and the business as well. So I have been working closely with the Planning Commission on this request, and I do believe that the amendment does reflect our community's values with the long-term benefit of keeping families rooted in the community. This is not about changing the area, the character of the area. It's more about ensuring that generations can continue to live, work, and contribute right here. So just ask for your support and consideration on this amendment, and I thank you for your time.
Council, any questions? Councilman Beck,
No
yes.
questions, but Ellie, just want to thank you for coming forward and thank you for highlighting, I think, maybe an area where we needed to address this in code to perpetuate the ability for families to continue to live on site. This is actually, I think, a pretty Nebraska thing to do in terms of making sure that families can continue, especially through multiple generations, continue to live on site of their family business. So thank you for making us aware of something that maybe needed a little bit of a tweak. So appreciate that very much.
Any other questions?
Where's this at exactly?
The address is 6305 West Adams Street. It's going out to Pawnee Lake. The business on the property is actually called Country Pines.
Other questions? Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone from the public that would like to comment on this? If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, we can proceed.
Item 6C is proposal to amend the Lincoln Municipal Code to merge the planning and building and safety departments into a single unified planning department. These changes will also identify the planning director as the single director of this combined department.
Mr. Carlson, welcome.
Good afternoon, Chair Carlson, council members. I'm John Carlson. I work in the mayor's office, 555 South 10th Street. We're here today to talk to you about some exciting changes that we think are happening down here at the city. As you all know, we use 5 outcome areas in the city to help guide the work that we do here to try and make people's lives better every day here in the city. One of those outcome areas is being a innovative and operationally excellent city. And towards that end, we've got items in front of you here today that I think reflect those changes, particularly as it regards to the building and development services that we attempt to provide. David Carey is going to get up here in a minute and talk to you a little bit more specifically about the changes, but I wanted to take the opportunity to thank David publicly and his team publicly for the work that they've done on this, taking advantage of the opportunity, again, to embrace what we all try and embrace down here at the city, which is our culture of continual improvement, trying to find ways to be more efficient, to be good stewards of the taxpayers' dollars, to find new and better ways, smarter ways, and faster ways, again, to try and make people's lives better here in Lincoln. I think we've achieved that in this latest go-round, and I'd like to ask David to step up and talk a little bit more about this consolidation between the planning department and the building and safety department, which we think is a great idea, and again, will produce great outcomes for the people here in Lincoln.
Thanks, John. David Carey, Director of the Planning Department, 555 South 10th Street. I'm honored to be in front of you today. This is a great opportunity that I'm glad to be part of. When the previous Director of Building and Safety, Chad Blaha, announced his resignation, and after a long tenure, there was an opportunity there to have a conversation, and we did that. We thought about what might be best for the city and for the citizens moving forward, and we took a minute to look at peer cities. We looked at cities like Boise, Idaho, and Fort Collins, Colorado, and even Omaha, Nebraska. Henderson, Nevada, which is a city that we looked at 15 years ago when we talked about a development services center. And what we found was that Lincoln actually was the outlier, having separate departments for all of these different development-related activities. And it's been working for us. We've done fine with that. But what we're proposing before you today is an opportunity to level up our work, to get better at what we do, and to be better at becoming that operationally excellent city that we want to be. So that's what we are proposing to you to consider today, which is a combination of the two departments of building and safety and planning. There's a long list of sections of the code that need to provide for changes to allow for this to happen. So to talk about kind of the purpose behind this really gets down to a few things, which is there are synergies between building and safety and planning. We have a development review division in planning department. We have plan review in building and safety, and those two teams already constantly work together on things and decision making. So there's an opportunity there for that to get better and more efficient on the decision making process. Over the years, we've seen some situations where we have slowed down a project because we had differing opinions, and this doesn't mean we won't have a good conversation about some more challenging situations or questions that come up. But by creating that kind of interaction that is more single team thinking, we strongly believe that we're going to be able to make those decisions faster. We have some processes that need to get improved. We have one in particular is called a zoning confirmation letter, where we just had a workshop on this between the two staffs, and there are a lot of people that put their hands on that today. And it's not that any individual shouldn't be involved, but we don't need to have that many people involved. So that's just one specific example of what we're working on already. Another thing that I will say is that by having the single decision tree, by having one director, that is a very big opportunity because it will allow for a singular type of departmental ethos to be conveyed throughout the staff. And within that topic area, one thing that I'm working on very diligently right now already as the interim director is customer service. I think that's an area that we can get better at. Our staffs do a great job already. I want to do an excellent job when it comes to customer service, and that's a focus point of this effort moving forward, and there's work to be done there. But I am excited to be part of that work to continue and to move forward with. So with that, I think I'll stop and see if you have any questions of me. I'm excited about this opportunity. I will point out one specific thing, and that is that despite the fact that there are many lines of different sections of code that are already being proposed to change over the references of building and safety to the planning department, we missed one. It is the fire code 19.03. So we will ask you to, when you take action on this next week, to consider that amendment, and that is the same type of changes, but in that section of the code, and we will certainly get that to you before next week. So with that, I'll stop and see if you have any questions.
Council, what questions do we have? Councilman Dude?
Not necessarily kind of a comment, because I think anything that we can do to enhance development in Lincoln, bring more people in, make the process more streamlined, will be a plus for everybody in Lincoln as well as your department. So I applaud this joining of forces, so to speak, and the effort to kind of avoid the duplication or the multiple hands for approval, that sort of thing, to make things a little bit faster.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Washington.
Thank you, Chair Carlson. Director One, I want to say that this is I think that we have two very good departments that will become excellent when they're working together. And we've had that conversation before, so I don't really have a question here, but I really appreciate the idea that we have a single ethos and that both departments working together will be able to us to yes on projects and reduce the amount of conflict we have when 4 people over here are reading it one way and 3 people over here. I really appreciate the opportunity that the city is going to speak with one voice when they're speaking with developers. Thank you very much, and thank you for taking on.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for taking on the challenge of this transition. And thank you for your oversight that you've already led with in brainstorming and working with existing staff to see how this transition will functionally come into being. I just want to echo Councilwoman Washington's comments that we appreciate you personally taking on this challenge as well.
Thank you.
Other comments, council? Questions? Appreciate it. Thank you, Director. Is there anyone from the public that would like to comment? Please come forward. Welcome.
Good afternoon, council members. Mike Eckert with Civil Design Group. So yes, I wanted to come up and speak on this today because our firm, we created it in 2005 to primarily do work for developers. And so it's been a long and winding road with a lot of things with the city. And, you know, one of them was, I think, coming out of the financial crisis, I think it was the planning department was the first department we saw that really embraced the development community and saw the hardship. It was always seen as, boy, these developers make so much money, and it's you know, let's essentially extract as much as we can out of them on road projects and things like that. And there was a real tide turned after that with the planning department, and they really tried to find ways to say yes than to say no, and they have since then. And so, and I could say that the same just does not happen with the building and safety department. Now, they have a lot of life, health, safety codes that aren't compromisable. But the speed at which they would address some development issues has been less than we would like. And so when I heard this news, Steve Henderson announced it to me 5 minutes before the press conference on a phone call. And I jumped up and ran outside the office and screamed and applauded. And that, here we are. We got some good changes coming, because I think what David said, I hope follows through, is ethos, culture, whatever you want to call it, will, I think, mend a lot of the pains that home builders and developers have had, and consultants trying to explain to building and safety what a note on a preliminary plat or a use permit meant when we worked it out with the planning staff, and their interpretation was different. So I also want to thank the mayor's office for this, because it, you know, we can be critical, or we can, when things happen in our favor, we want to applaud. So we would wholeheartedly support this. And the Development Services Center, as it was penned, I don't know for sure, David, 2013 maybe, was designed to help development projects out, to lead them to the path of least resistance and get things resolved. And I feel like it just never took off back then. And I think David, I don't know if he's getting his salary doubled or not, but he's going to have his work cut out for him. But I have good faith in him that he'll get it done. So if you have any questions from my mind, remove them and send this forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure the number of attaboys he's going to get, it's going to be like doubling his salary.
Good
Welcome.
afternoon, Council. You get a special treat. Katie Bollmeyer, Lincoln Chamber of Commerce, 1128 Lincoln Mall, Suite 100. We, just like the comments before me, are in full support of this transition, and we really appreciate Director Carey working with us and working with our membership to educate the public about what this transition is going to entail. And we really applaud him for that customer service ethos that he is really tasked with and is very excited to lead the charge on. In all the conversations we've had on our side, everyone is in full support and has full faith in Director Carey being the person to pull this across the finish line. So we really appreciate him and his hard work, as well as the mayor. We know that she has been really advocating for smoother processes in these development services. So thank you for all of you for everything you guys have had to do with this. We really appreciate the partnership between the business community and the city, and not only Director Carey. I know Director Marvin's back there too. So the director leadership at the city level is astounding, and we really appreciate having the private side having such easy access to these folks, and they do such a fantastic job. So thank you, Director Carey. We're excited for this process. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Is there anyone else from the public that would like to comment on this? If so, please come forward now. Seeing none, we can proceed.
That ends our public hearing. We can move on to ordinances, third reading, and related resolutions. First item is 7A, amending the pay schedule for the employee group whose classifications are assigned to the pay range prefixed by the letter W by creating the classification Assistant Director of Planning, introduced by Shob.
That me? Yep. So moved.
Second.
Second by Weber.
I'd like to make a motion, Chair.
Yes.
I'd like to extend this 1 week for final approval, so that's consistent with all the other changes that the planning department is at the same time.
I'd second.
Seconded by Weber. Any discussion? All right, please call the roll.
Washington,
Yes.
Shob,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 7B is amending the pay schedule for employee group whose classifications is assigned to the pay range which prefixed by the letter A by changing pay range for class 5375 Control System Support Specialist A11 to A15, introduced by Shob.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Weber. Discussion. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Shob,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 7C, approving a real estate sales agreement between the City of Lincoln and Malcolm Construction LLC for the sale of city-owned property generally located at Northwest Roundhouse Drive and West O Street, introduced by Shob.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Weber. Discussion. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Duden,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Shob,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 7D is change of zone 25017, application of Smetter Development LLC to change the zoning designation on approximately 45.83 acres from AG Agricultural to R5 Residential PUD on property generally located at South 91st Street and Rokeby Road, introduced by Shob.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Weber. Discussion.
Chair Carlson.
Councilman Beckius.
Thank you, Chair. Just want to extend a thank you to Sean Smetter with Smetter Development for his continued investment in the Lincoln market. Sean produces some of the most affordable new construction housing in the city of Lincoln. And I know that he also does businesses in other cities as well, but we certainly appreciate his continued investment in Lincoln. Thank you, Chair.
Any other discussion? All right, please call the roll.
Beckius,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Shob,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. Item 7E, Comprehensive Plan Amendment 25003, application of Smetter Development LLC to amend the Lincoln Lancaster County 2050 Comprehensive Plan to revise the future land use designation from residential urban density to commercial on 13 acres on property generally located at South 91st Street and Rokeby Road, introduced by Shob.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Beckius. Discussion. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Shob,
Yes.
Duden,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Beckius,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. All right, ends our voting session. We have resolutions first reading, which are items 8A through 8D. Ordinances first reading, 9A through 9B. And then our pending list, 10A through 10C.
Carlson, I would move adjournment.
Second?
Second by Washington. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you all.